Zoomies' prayers to escape the enchantments. Never in all history did paupers of this world go forth more richly laden with the treasures of heaven as we now stride the earth. The masses whose conscience does not rise above performance against the mean of human behavior and low view of God as patron to our life find themselves speedily captive to culture. Ours is no rush of hope. Our expectations are all distant. One law guides us. Yahweh is one, and to be worshipped with all heart, soul, and strength. There is no more prevailing witness than our conscience to your unity, with far precedence over our intellect. Reasonable are your working in nature and your processes in history. Men inhabit a universe. There is a clear oneness to its existence. Even the foolish argument of evolution defers to one source. The one which you are is the will and mind which works in all things. Each man is exiled to his own elaborate pathways. We are eventually captive to our own ways. Is there one single definite course? We shall see. The one of whom we speak spoke the same word from the beginning, who never broke your own word, and who summons to its fulfillment the greatest of the world powers, and each individual man. You prove your dominion to be universal, unchanging through all time, surely omnipotent through all space. You are a necessary truth of reason, not only as a secret of faith, but as an essential conviction of human nature. Not to believe in one God is a thing irrational and absurd, for Gentiles as well as Jews, and for completely secular peoples. You show your infinitude in the works of creation and in your universal providence in history. No reasonable person can possibly believe in the paltry gods portrayed, or in the absence of any. Each man has religion of his own concoction. If we are wise, we will simply follow your truth without invention. We are to hold your monolithic oneness with all our mind. You vindicate us as individuals. Each has a separate value before you. Before I formed thee in the body, I knew thee, and before thou came out of the womb, I consecrated thee. All these things reached their fullness over centuries, fullness in Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. You made to light on him the iniquities of us all, thus cleansing the earth to our view. But it is not enough, no transformation complete enough. There is to be a new earth. What familiarity there will be, we do not know. Each man believes he has some religious value, and is willing to live in some self-sacrifice, even if only to those he loves. We debate other religions in argument upon principles of common reason and the facts of a common history. We learn sympathy with the weak things of the earth. We discover that religion can be taught. But above all, we become conscious of martyrdom. We will die, and why? In knowing you, we see the supreme influence of a love which sacrifices itself. The Son of God himself took flesh and became man, suffered and died for the sins of those who would be saved, and rose again in the triumph we too shall see. The centuries are lived out in the promise of your return. Did we suppose we are a fuse which simply extinguishes itself? More likely, we thought that man would evolve to a perfection, but each downward day shows the insanity of this. We must now consider that the Jews, in their deeply mystical religion, were carried captive to Babylon, the center of this ancient world. When they were released from Chaldea, they seemed not able to escape the enchantments of this sorceress city, falling victim to her worldliness and idolatry. We too, in this time in America, live in the center of the world. It has carried us away from you. In truth, whatever desperate or magnificent culture arises, we find excuse to be dismissed from you. We have seen the Holocaust of the murder of 6 million Jews, and rarely do the accounts portray desperate prayer to you, despite their heritage. We simply will not be extracted from this world by any means. If we are passive about the gloomy predicaments daily set before us, let us brood, gaze, and build up visions of how we shall be, irrespective of others. Our hope is the truth of your written word. It will always and ever be true. We do not forsake you, preparing the table for chance and filling up mixed wine to fortune. If they are volcanically at work around and against us, let ours be the fire tongues of the Spirit within. We have a conscience more than they, for ours is yours. Amen.